Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stardew Valley Multiplayer Good Boy Farm. How's it going, good boy?
It's going good, Reto.
I don't know. You do so many intros in a day. This is the curtain back immediately. Why not? This is my last video in my recording session, recording day. I've done so many intros today. I don't want to hear any more of the same ones, right? You know, like I've done that. I've done my intro already.
That's why I go in and out of doing this, but I try and mix it up for the intro every couple episodes at the very least for the Slay the Spire series. Also because you know, not just to keep it fresh for me, but also for people listening. Like oftentimes, actually, like those are the most interacted with elements of those episodes. Just like the new introduction.
I mean, it makes sense. Like the highest amount of people are going to be there at that time. So if you do something, I do notice that too. Like I've only done the Lich Slayer 9000 intro like twice, but everyone talks about it still and still calls me Lich Slayer 9000.
Yep.
Because I did it one day. It was just, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, and it sticks.
I was gonna do
an intro.
Sorry.
No, you go.
I was gonna do an intro like that like a while ago, but I was still watching NL at the time, which isn't to say that I don't watch him at all anymore. It's just I don't have as much time to watch him anymore.
Keep that road in. Keep that road in. Yes, keep the road.
Keep the road? What?
Don't burn our bridges. Don't burn our bridges. We watch Northern Line every day. Don't burn our bridges. We watch every episode. Don't burn our bridges.
I would be amazed if he happened to see this. I would also like die.
Hey Ryan, what's going on? Oh wait, there's two Ryans now. Never mind. Hey, other Ryan.
I actually I was debating sending him an email recently, and so like whether or not like I could use like a joke about the fact that we both have the same name to get him in. Because he'd mentioned me in
that came out today.
Ooh, what'd he say?
Sorry, that wasn't supposed to get you excited about you specifically, but he said something in his podcast today about wanting to potentially reach out to new people. There's your road. Go ahead. Get on in there. Don't forget about the little people. I mean, watch the podcast for context, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, hell yes. Yeah, cool. I didn't know that. I had kind of resolved myself to, you know what? No, like I've heard he's a like bit hard to contact. But that's like old meta. That's like Mathis needing to be introduced through Nick meta.
Well, you're saying something I interrupted. I don't remember.
I think it was like after he.
You were doing an intro.
I was doing an intro. Yeah. So I'd watched one of his videos recently, and he did the "What up, YouTube? It's your boy," and I was like, oh, man, I was about to do that. Like I'm gonna record an episode after this, and I was thinking, hell yeah, I'll do like that exact kind of thing. And then he did it, and I was like, I don't want to be called a clone, despite the fact that my channel trailer calls me a clone.
Yeah.
I still really need to change that.
I'm so annoyed. I got a bone to pick with Mr. Northern Lion, and it's called he needs to stop doing what I've already recorded to upload the next day, so that I don't look like I'm stealing because I uploaded after him, even though I recorded it before it went live. Because that happened with like what was it with? I don't remember. It was something recently. The tier list, maybe? That's a roguelike tier list, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. And the channel, I brought back my channel update, like the day he did a channel update. I was like, well, I mean, not that that's like trademarked.
He brought back his channel update and he called it, was it he that called it the state of the channel?
Did he?
I think
I didn't.
Yeah, because it was either
I called mine the State of the Republic.
Damn it! He called it the state of the channel. I was like, man.
I called it Rhapsody's big update hour.
But now I don't know. Like maybe he used to call it state of the channel, and I accidentally stole that from him. I got really self-conscious because his manager was my contact for Atomic Crops. And his manager saw my channel trailer and then sent it to him.
Yeah.
And I was like, please, I would have liked to be able to make a different channel trailer to make a better first impression.
Yeah, but like, maybe it made an impression better. I don't know. I feel like
To be
a lot
fair,
of times when people try to make a first impression, they make a worse first impression.
that is,
I think like half the time.
I'd agree that that's how the phenomenon works out. I will say that the manager did say that he liked it, so
Yeah.
thanks, David.
He just wouldn't have mentioned it, you know? Like the manager wouldn't have mentioned the whole spiel if.
See, I try and think about it like that, but then I always have like the anxious part of my brain kick in and go, yeah, but he's mentioning it for conversation and then just politely gussying up the response.
He wouldn't. When he's been seeing your whatever, when he saw your name on the Slay the Spire daily and said, "Oh hey Rhapsody," he wouldn't have done that. He would have just glazed right over your name. He wouldn't have said anything if he had an ill will towards you. He'd just be like, "I don't want to say that person's name."
I'll tell you what.
I don't think you need to be worried.
I literally could not conceive of the argument you just raised. I was like, sure, maybe I made an awful first impression. He still likes to reference me. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know, because I wasn't thinking of those two things at the same time.
I mean, like I'll say, like I don't have like drama or beef or anything, but like the few times that this is definitely not related to Northern. The few times there's been people who've like tried to like cause problems with me, and then they like would mend it or whatever, or try to mend it or something. Whenever they come up, I just don't read their name or their message or anything like that. I just ignore them.
Yeah.
And I imagine that that's what most normal people would do, and he seems like a normal person.
Yeah.
So I think you're fine.
Actually, like
there's my outsider perspective.
I honestly have got a lot of relief from your argument there, because it's just something that I was incapable of considering. It's like one time I mentioned to my therapist, like, hey, there are a lot of people that like I would like to keep better contact with that I feel don't keep better contact with me because of, you know, I'm an anxious person, that kind of pushes people away, blah, blah, blah. And then immediately she was like, yeah, but there might be other reasons for that. Maybe one of these people has a crush on you and they're scared to talk to you. And I was like, I can't think about it in that terms. That would be narcissistic for me to think of it in any other term than they definitely hate me.
Yeah.
And as soon as I started like verbalizing that to her, I was like, oh, that's wrong. That's bad. I'm not taking the neutral position. I'm taking the worst possible one to protect myself from possibly being arrogant.
Yeah. You can be arrogant sometimes. It's okay.
I'm honestly trying to be like a little bit more self-confident, a little bit more cocky. Or rather, a little more self-conscious.
I'm kidding.
Oh wow!
I'm kidding.
Someone saying I've noticed would actually crush me. But I've been trying to be a little more.
I'm kidding.
I hear you. I believe you. I think. I've been trying to be a little more confident recently, and I have noticed that like occasionally there will be something I say that's like that could have been interpreted cockily. That they definitely interpreted cockily. It's bad. Everything's awful now. Oh no. I'm still trying to just kind of like immersion therapy my way through that. Just do it more.
Just do it more. Just start insulting people and see how it goes. You know.
That's honestly
go
like
that far.
There is a little bit of that. Like the more I do feel like the more confidence that I have, the less that I introspect over like each and every action and word and like hyper focus and kind of like have the anxiety effect of like triple checking everything you say afterwards and beforehand. I do feel like I occasionally become like a little bit rough around the edges.
I mean, I think that's the thing is it's a fine line that I don't have practice walking.
Mm.
You know, I don't know. I should be more arrogant, cocky, whatever. Too. I just like I can get walked all over in a heartbeat.
Yeah. That is
Like, it's the trade-off. It's like I would. It's the situation where it's like, and whenever I see anyone like trying to portray anxiety in like a TV show or something, the method that always makes me actually be like, okay, the person who wrote this character actually gets it, is when the character is just sitting there and something really, really uncomfortable is happening to them. Like someone is being so unbelievably like inconsiderate with like some physical thing they're doing to the person, and they just sit there and let it happen for like 30 minutes or whatever and just not say anything because they would rather be in so much physical pain than possibly have a confrontation that might make them look rigid. I'm like, yeah, I get that a lot. That's me.
It's interesting, like socially, like especially around people that I like or want to impress, or especially like if I don't feel on the same level as them, I will I'll completely emulate that. But if I don't like the person, I have the ability to flip that switch in my head and go, actually no, screw you. Like not like the confrontational, like let's have an argument, but the kind of like I will make very clear that I do not like you or what you're currently doing. But it does take like a certain level of like, I believe you are bad.
Yeah.
It's like it's like my landlord at the moment is real not good, extremely not good. Yelled at my partner when he called up to mention, hey, there's a couple problems with the property that you as the landlord should probably fix. And he was like, you just moved in a week ago. Now you're calling me with all these problems? It's like, yeah, you sold us. You gave us a property.
That's the prime time to get them fixed. Is right away, so we never have to talk to your salty bottom again?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yes, that is when people would call. Correct.
I also, like, hold legendary grudges. There was, like, back... three houses ago, my partner lived with a couple people, and one of them was just like a quiet kind of nerd. You know, most of the house was. And Peak was having a really, really bad day. So I went over, because it was actually within walking distance from where I was living at the time. So I just walked on over, and I was like, cool, you're having a bad day, we're fixing this. We're going to put on your favorite movies, I'm going to roll you up in a blanket, I'm going to feed you some fast food that I brought on the way over here. We're gonna listen to your favorite songs. We like all of the kind of like mood saving throws. And it was maybe about 11 at night, and I'd finally gotten him to a place where he was feeling a little bit better. So we went and took a shower, and the shower is far away from the rest of the house. And we were just singing songs from Transistor in the shower. And this guy came and bashed on the door, like the loudest knock that I've ever heard. Like, it wasn't a knock. He was like using his fist to pound on the door to yell at us, and immediately crushed Peak's mood. Like, just ruined his day again after I'd spent hours just trying to build him back up. And that guy hangs around our social circles, or has hung around our social circles since. And every single time he tries to talk to me, it's been like maybe 5 years since this happened, by the way. Every single time he talks to me, I just blank him, look straight forward, and I talk to someone else. Like, I make it extremely clear to him constantly, I do not forgive you. And that was 5 years ago.
And that was in a previous life.
Exactly. I am 4 years old. My previous life was 5 years ago. But in my previous life, I was still with Peak. It's weird.
Well, there you go.
Kind of like what Dalai Lama situation. After I die, Peak just goes around the world and finds my reincarnation. Or is it the Panchen Lama that gets treated like that? I think it's the Panchen Lama. No, but the Panchen Lama is treated like that and then finds the Dalai Lama.
I'm not going to fact check you.
Sorry, I'm just going to quickly try and figure out what I know about Tibetan monks.
Fisher. Okay, should I get Fisher or Trapper? Fisher worth 25% more, or required resources craft crab pots is reduced. Did you get that one, Trapper?
I probably got Fisher, but Trapper is bad.
Yeah, I got Fisher too then. I got the one time I got yelled at in my Stardew series when I picked Trapper.
Yeah. Saves you a couple of resources, but yeah, it's not really that great. Do you have any like extremely long grudge that you've held? And why have you held it?
Extremely long grudge. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't really like hold grudges for specific things very much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's definitely people that I'm just like, I don't know. It's not worth being around you because of, like many situations that just show, you don't get me. But it's not like a grudge thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not enough social interactions to know the answer. It's been a while. No, the person I talk to the most is Grace. If I held a grudge against her, I'm screwed.
Yeah,
because I don't got anyone else. I mean, like, yeah, no, not really. There's people like I was saying. There's people I like avoid and ignore in like the YouTube circle and stuff like that. But I'm never gonna like come out and say who they are.
Yeah,
and it's like it's not worth it. But like, there's people who've done things. I guess yeah. I guess like in that sense, I kind of do have grudges against a couple people like that. But like, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. But I'm also not gonna reach out and try to be their friend.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm a pretty like. And I don't need to tell you this. I'm a pretty easygoing person. So trying to start drama in a fight with me is so weird. It's so weird. Like I'm not like, what are you doing? I'm just like, I'm not gonna fight back.
It reads to me kind of like I hate to invoke the mental image, but it reads to me kind of like slapping a puppy. Like, why would you do it? The puppy's not gonna hit you back. What are you getting from this?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, I've watched a few of your videos, so they don't know. They clearly don't get me or know like actually who I am. Otherwise, I would imagine they wouldn't, try to start beef and make me look bad or something. I don't know, but I don't know.
How long have you and Grace been together?
7 years. 7.5 years.
Holy heck.
Yeah. Long time.
You might actually give Peek and I a run for our money. We don't actually know how long we've been together, but it's around that.
7 1/3.
7 1/3, yeah. Sorry, it's 7 and hang on, let me do the math here. 178. 7?
For me, it's 8 in June. 8 in June, if that helps.
We just don't know, like, because it was kind of like a gradual thing. Like it was very much like just one day we realized we were in a relationship. And then just went, whoops. Guess we should probably call it a relationship, huh?
It's been 2 years. Oh, wait a minute. Mine's so easy because it's 1 week before my birthday. It's 1 week before my birthday, the year I graduated from high school.
Oh, that's super easy.
Yeah.
So wait, were you high school sweethearts?
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
We were like high school friends, and then as soon as school was out, then we were a thing. Like immediately following.
Aw, that's adorable. I keep forgetting that like the US has co-ed schools. We just don't really have much of that in Australia. Like, there are a couple co-ed schools. It'd be, it'd be wrong to say that there are none, but we have very, very few of them. And I think that's
It's
like
probably the exact flip. Like co-ed schools are so normal here, and a non-co-ed school is very uncommon.
I think it's
So
kind of like
I would imagine it's the
detrimental.
exact flip.
I really, really don't like that they're kind of like just single gender stream schools. Because there were a lot of guys that left our high school who did not know how to interact with anyone. They didn't know how to interact with guys either.
Who would think? Who would have thought? Gee. Yeah, I think it's a bad. sorry to insult. I think non-co-ed schools is with a very huge suite of problems.
Yeah.
Personally, but I don't know.
100% agreed.
How dare you change it, Rhapsody?
Sorry?
Change it. Change it. Are you not king of Australia?
Shh, you weren't supposed to tell people that. Because then they're gonna blame me for all the problems in Australia. I'm definitely not the king of Australia. I would have the Governor General called to hold a solution. I would get rid of the current government instantly. You have the ability to do that as the Queen. Shouldn't have the ability to do that, by the way. They nullified one of our most liberal governments through those actions, which is extremely crummy.
How dare. I don't know enough about the situation to comment, so I'm going to say that I am just as mad as you are, if not more.
There was
since I don't
there was a very liberal prime minister named Gough Whitlam. Now, I'm going to get a few details of this wrong, by the way, so anyone who is Australian in chat...
Can you say that name again?
Gough Whitlam. G-O-U-G-H. Whitlam.
It made it even better. Okay. Sorry. I'm already on board.
And he was extremely progressive for the landscape at the time. And the leader of the other party convinced the Governor General, who was effectively like the Queen's stand-in in our parliament, to call no confidence in the parliament and dissolve the government because they were just too progressive. People loved Gough as well, by the way. Like, he was well loved by the community broadly. And there are a lot of people in kind of like second-generation immigrant families who recognize that he played a huge role in the fact that their parents got to be here. We had like a notoriously racist immigration policy for a very long period of time. We had something called the White Australia policy for very
nice.
long periods of time. Yeah, no, it was great if you're David Duke.
Yeah, wow. Are you?
Yeah, no, I am extremely not David Duke. I have never been the Grand Wizard of the KKK.
Not even once? You said you lived multiple
Look,
lives.
okay, I was backpacking. It was spring break. They offered me a hat. I thought I was going as a ghost to a Halloween party.
I just needed to get out of the sun. Oh my god. How did we get here?
Yeah, it is a weirdly circuitous path. We don't really usually talk about political world issues or those kinds of things. It's a historical issue more than anything else, though, because it did happen a very long time ago, but...
It's just a hat issue. That's all it is.
Exactly. My biggest problem with David Duke is his fashion sense.
That's clipped. That's my biggest problem. That actually, streamer, he done a couple of things that were a little worse. Actually, streamer.
What? No, as far as I'm aware,
you can keep digging your hole if you want to, both in the game and in real life. I'm sticking out of it. I mean, a feign ignorance about what a David Duke is again. I don't know.
For extreme clarity, I am very much joking about it. I don't like to swear often on my channel.
Trying to save face now. Okay.
I don't like to swear often on my channel, but fuck the KKK and Nazis in general. Screw them. It is ridiculous. This is a political discourse that we have to have. I like when Nazis used to be a punchline to a joke, and now it's really annoying because it's like, am I normalizing like the acceptance of Nazis by joking about them? It's like, obviously you have to make the joke at the expense and stuff like that, but it's just annoying.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem about the resurgence of Nazis, is how little jokes.
How little you can joke and the fashion sense.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, like,
I'm
it's a little matchy-matchy, don't you think?
It is.
It's a little matchy-matchy.
You can't wear white on top and white on bottom.
All right, what's your favorite PlayStation 2 game?
Thank you for the life raft, but I'm going in. You know what? It might actually be Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Is it?
Did you ever play Hulk Ultimate Destruction?
I did not. I played Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. It was my first Let's Play I ever did when I was a kid.
Sounds rad as hell. Might actually share a lot of things in similar with the game that I'm talking about. But
I feel like it might.
Hulk Ultimate Destruction was like, it was after Spider-Man 2, and it was also after the first Hulk game had come out and kind of flopped based off of the first Hulk movie that had come out and flopped. Or rather, the first Hulk movie with Eric Bana, not the one with Lou Ferrigno, not earlier ones.
Is that the one with the Nazis?
No. Actually, I don't think it was.
No, okay,
I don't necessarily recall.
I was just I was just memeing.
I just really hope that, like, anytime I make a joke like that, I just hope that, like, my personal politics are clear enough that people know that there is no way I could even slightly.
That's why I don't talk about it like at all to ever, because I'm just like, I hope I'm doing a good enough job to have the people not want to be here anyways. Like, I hope I'm portraying myself as clearly enough.
I think it's useful occasionally to say things that are kind of like a litmus test. I've found this in the past where, like, there will be things that I will say that I'm like, this is how I want to express myself, but I also know as a side effect, people who are complete garbage are going to get pissed off at it and leave a hateful comment, and then I get to block them.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's true.
It's like, you know, I do still say partner a lot, but I do try and mention or at least not omit that Peak
is boy.
Peak is boy though. I try not to omit that because I know that, like,
Rhapsody, why didn't you tell me before we recorded together for a whole year plus?
Oh no, I did not know. Reto. But I know as a side effect of that, people who are, like, severely homophobic will weed themselves out of my channel, and good riddance. Get out of here. I don't want you.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh.
I try and do that for, like, a fair few different things. But, you know, it's not like I feel like, especially recently, it doesn't have to be, like, a particularly high priority of mine because the community has become very self-policing. Like, the few times I've seen, like, comments that are pretty bad that have made it past the extensive list of blacklist words that I have, oftentimes I'll see another person in the comments saying, "What are you talking about? What is wrong with you?" I'm like, okay, cool. These things are kind of self-policing themselves quite effectively.
What's the weirdest thing you have in your filter? Like, do you have anything in there that's not like a normal thing that you would think would be in there?
Oh, 100%. No, okay. I have annoying. I have facepalm. Because those comments are never good with those. It's always like, this guy is annoying. The gameplay was annoying. Yes.
I put in, it hurts me when, and I have, what else is it? Caused me physical pain. Physically. I have like those ones and everything around it. Other than that, I don't really have anything weird in there, but anything to do with, like, those always just, like, they're never good and they're never constructive when they say it just physically hurt me when streamer didn't find tinted rock.
Yep.
It's never constructive ever.
That's exactly what I was targeting with painful. I've also got cringe in there.
That's a good one.
Yeah, insufferable, annoying. Effectively, like, this is just like the top list is obviously all just like slurs, and then the bottom is like, these are all the bad things that people keep calling me.
Mine's not. I don't have as much there as I should, but like, I'm afraid to do it because I'm afraid that it's just going to be like a little self-destructive session where I'm just like, all right, what am I afraid that I actually am? you know?
I always waited for a comment that would like actually like too many comments that would use it, and then I would have to step in. I've also got I've got SJW in here because I realize like that's one that's that gets thrown at me a fair few times. But I've also got one in here that I don't recognize why it's in here. It's just random guy.
What?
I don't know why it's in there, but random guy. Don't call me a random guy. Your comment gets sent to the filters.
It's like how the word Jigglypuff is censored in World of Warcraft.
Why?
I don't know. Because someone somewhere you must have used it to be hateful.
God damn it. People, could you just be a little less hateful? I like that Pokemon.
I don't. I mean, maybe it's not. It might still not be censored. But my favorite PS2 game is probably either We Love Katamari or Magic Penguin. Penguin? I don't even know. I've never had to say it out loud, really.
I will return to yours in a second, but quick digression because I did want to explain it. Whole Cult Destruction is like free roaming superhero kind of thing. But the thing that I loved about it so much was that you could pick up objects in the environment and then Hulk could transform them. And you could do things like you could pick up a car and then you crush it and skate on it like a skateboard. You could pick up a car and you could also tear it in two and then make boxing gloves out of the car. You could pick up anything vaguely circular and hug it until it became a bowling ball and then just bowl the whole city half. The transformation mechanics were the big thing for me. But World of Katamari, so that one reads correctly. Or was it Katamari World?
Katamari. We Love Katamari.
We Love Katamari. That one reads obviously. What was the other game though?
It's called Magic Penguin or Pendule. I don't even know. It's basically like it's Pokemon if you literally got to draw your own 3D character, and it's like a turn-based super advanced rock paper scissors game. And the stats are based off of like the colors that you use in your character. And you can draw whatever you have the artistic ability to make, and your whole party's based off of them. And it's great. And it kind of looks, the visuals are kind of like a Miyazaki movie. It's so great. And like, since you can make anything you want, I would always make David Duke as my character.
What's giving the color of exclusively lily white? What's that do? What stat does that increase? Because it seems to increase racism.
I guess that's just it. And with that, I think it was my intro. Thank you for watching. We went a little off the rails today. Sorry, Magic Penguin, for what I've associated you with. And goodbye, everybody. I'm going to eat dinner. Bye.
Adios.